Hope everybody's doing great. Game week's finally here. Excited that we get to kick this thing off. Look at all the adversity and uncertainty that every team across America's faced, but we faced here as well. Just today as our guys got on the field, it was awesome to see them get started on their Monday routine, and a lot of energy and excitement from those guys. Looking forward to this week. Told them to just with everything that's gone on, just have fun and enjoy this week, and let's get ourselves prepared to go play our best football and have a lot of fun doing it. So with that, I'll open it up to some questions here.
Coach, can you kind of expand on that a little bit? I mean, you'd be excited any year for a first game week of the season, but with such a strange off-season and all the uncertainty in early August, not knowing when the first game would be or even if there would be a football season when other leagues started to cancel. I mean, what kind of emotions do you have maybe as a coaching staff just getting to the point where, you're going to be playing a game on Saturday?
Yeah, as a head coach, our coaching staff, and our players together, just you think about the amount of time spent away from each other, which is the exact opposite of what you usually incorporate or inhabit when you have a team culture. Between 3 and 4.5 months away from each other, really, when you look at it during the course of late spring or whenever they came back in the early part of summer, whether they were in the first wave in early June or the last wave in July. There's so much time that was spent away from each other, so much uncertainty. You look at socially all the things that have happened and the awareness and opportunities for our kids to make a difference in their communities, but on their platform to communicate with the public. Just all the things that we've encountered and faced. One, I think when we started training camp, it took our kids a couple of days just to get back into the flow of it and realize, one, that this is a safe place. We're going to take care of them, how things were going to be different, but how some things were going to be the same as well. It took them a couple of days just to really relax and enjoy the process of being out and being together with each other again. And the same is true this week, right? We get an opportunity to go play football. And with all the uncertainty that we faced beforehand, they've put in a ton of work. This is a tough game played by tough men. At the same time, enjoy the process of leading up to kickoff, and we actually get an opportunity to go play football this Saturday. Enjoy that, relish it, and let's have fun getting ready.
Josh, how much of a benefit was it for you guys to be able to see Georgia Tech play Florida State this Saturday?
Well, you get an opportunity to see how they're going to be maybe different in some schemes, where they're going to place their personnel in all three phases of the game. So that in that way, it's a benefit. They're also a game ahead of us, right? The mistakes we make in game one, they get a chance to correct. This is our first go at it. Our kids are excited. We've talked, the last 2 weeks about really, focusing in on our preparation, understanding the nuances and the details of what we are doing, and then be ready to adjust as you get into game day, because what we've seen on tape through this first week or what we've seen from them last year, they're going to have wrinkles and be different in their game preparation for us as well.
Coach, going back to the emotions of this week, with your players specifically, did you notice maybe for a Monday practice, this feel like more intense than usual through their actions or even their words, things they said to you? What do you sense that your players are sort of feeling and saying today?
Yeah, I got a great sense of that even late last week, and we still did a lot of really good work last week. Implemented maybe a few things that in our preparation for Georgia Tech. Today they'll get a full game plan when they come back for their evening meetings tonight. Late last week, I thought the energy and focus in our practice was different in a positive way. We have different chat groups going, one with our leadership council. But just as they were watching football this Saturday, you could see comments throughout the entire day, just, on some of the things that we talk about, playing smart, playing with energy, the difference in walking into a stadium this season versus previous years, just with the, fewer amount of fans that may be in. Some of them were completely empty. Today, for a Monday, I just felt like there was a lot of energy, and they're ready to get after it and get prepared and go play, cut it loose.
How you doing, Coach Heupel? So, basically, in press conferences past, you talked about the depth and the flexibility of the offensive line. So, now that it's getting closer to the first game of the
Parker's had a really good camp here. It's a guy that played a lot of football for us a year ago. Probably played 80 to 85% of the snaps in each football game a year ago. He's tough, he's physical, cares about his teammates. Those are all attributes that are really important on our football team, but really important in an offensive lineman, right? The communication of those 5 guys, they got to work in unison. I do think we've developed a lot of depth and the flexibility to have moving parts in our front 5 guys. Multiple guys playing at different positions. Sam Jackson's the guy that a year ago, played some guard, played some tackle. I think that's critical this year. One, less time in your lead-up preparation in June and July as far as them being in your weight room, the strength and conditioning portion of it, maybe having to play more guys here as you get in the early part of the season and have a little bit more rotation than maybe we've had in the past.
Josh, have you guys gotten any more clarification or updates on some of the transfers like Devon Wilson or Jaden McCoy on their eligibility?
Yeah, don't have a complete status on those transfers yet, so I'll decline on commenting on those guys at this moment.
Hey, Coach. All right, so with the Tech no game this past Saturday, it seems like Sims really, particularly in that second half, really composed himself. 24 completions. My question is there an advantage with us in particular having prepared with DJ last year as a true freshman as he took over as QB1 as a true freshman?
Is there an advantage as far as? Sorry, you're muted right there. I couldn't hear the last half of that question right there. I thought for Georgia Tech, I thought Jeff played really well the other night. I thought he was smart in his decision making, besides a couple of critical ones down in the red zone area. But I thought he managed the game really well for his first time being out on the field. Used his feet in certain situations to make the play right, whether that was escaping or some of the quarterback run that they had designed as well. I thought he played really well. I think it's critical for us that we create negative plays, that we get him into 3rd and long situations, and try to put him in uncomfortable situations. That's true with every young quarterback that you play.
Josh, you mentioned a couple weeks ago you had 10 players decide to opt out. Do you guys have any more updates on any more players deciding to opt out?
We don't have any more. The guys that are here feel really comfortable. Those guys that opted out, we understand the situation. For a lot of those guys, there's unique circumstances, whether that's a secondary issue for themselves, right, or they may be living with other people that have secondary issues as well. And so we're going to always support those guys, still helping them in every way that we can. Look forward to the guys that have been here getting prepared to go in and play football this year. I think this year, more than any other year, you're dependent not just on your starters, but the guys underneath them being ready to play. We got 3 tests. We just finished one, talking about COVID tests this week. And you play it by ear, and when you are given today, you go take full advantage of it.
Coach, how did some of those battles on the offensive line end up shaping out? And then there were some questions at the tackle spot, and there was a grad transfer, some guys who have been here. How did that kind of work out? Who do you expect to play in some of those positions?
Yeah, we expect multiple guys to play, and this is true in every unit. We'll finalize our starting rotation here as we get to the end of the week, right? There's still a lead-up, a build-up in our preparation here, and we've had enough competition that we understand that we're going to play multiple guys at multiple spots. Who walks out there the first snap of the game will be decided as we go through the week.
Josh, with so much difference, with COVID this year, how are you guys dealing with travel? This is your first road game, technically. How are you kind of dealing with maybe some of the ups and downs of traveling, hotels, things like that?
Yeah, first and foremost is always the safety and the health of everybody inside of your program, starting with your players, but then your staff as well. Our medical department has done a phenomenal job of taking care of us here inside of the building. They're continuing to finalize each and every detail as far as our travel. But our guys, I think, got some of that information today, just, how they'll be sleeping. Our eating habits are going to be a little bit different, making sure that we're socially distancing, our meetings, making sure that they're safe, all of that in the lead up to kickoff. But I think our guys feel good about it. Yeah.
just won't counter your ability. And I know you touched on it a few weeks back that McKenzie's going through the rehab process. You don't want to rush him along. But has there been any talk about incorporating him in a couple plays, or are you just going to hold him off until next year?
Yeah, Mackenzie won't play in this football game here, and realistically, probably the first couple of weeks of the season. He's continuing to do more and more out at practice. His health is continuing to get better. He's throwing with our guys. He's moving around in the pocket, doing some of those things. So I think he's getting more and more comfortable. For us at the quarterback position, Quadri's had a phenomenal camp. Our staff, but our players have a ton of confidence in him, and I think the strength of any one position on a football team can never be one guy, and that's true of the quarterback position as well. And I like how those guys, work together, how they communicate in the meeting room, and they're really positive with each other out on the football field. And I think that's critical, to just what happens during the course of a football game, having that positive energy and positive voice in the guys that are standing around you.